Everyday English Phrases and Expressions. Part 1. Everyday spoken English is full of small phrases and expressions that you often don't find in English textbooks because they're rather informal. However, knowing and understanding these phrases is important because they are common in English conversation. In this lesson, you'll learn 8 phrases and expressions. Number 1. I'll say. This expression is used when you strongly agree with what the other person said. Often, we use it to imply that the other person made an understatement, and the truth is even stronger than what they said. For example, if your friend says, "That's a big fish," you can respond, "I'll say." It means you agree and you think the fish is not just big, it's huge. Number 2. Fat chance. This is a sarcastic way to say that there is very little possibility of something happening. The possibility is so small that you think it won't happen. For example, if you and your friend are talking about 2 sports teams, and your friend says the Red Sox are going to win the championship this year, you can say, "Fat chance, they'll never beat the Yankees." Number 3. I rest my case. Say this when you are expressing a fact or opinion, and something happens to prove your point perfectly and show that you are completely correct. For example, if you tell your friend you can't cook at all, and your friend says, "I cook all the time. I make those instant noodle soups," you can say, "I rest my case," because the fact that he only makes instant noodle soups is proof that he really can't cook. Number 4. What's the catch? Say this when something sounds too good to be true. It means you suspect that there's a hidden problem, which might make the situation not as good as it appears to be. For example, if your friend says, "Dan is going to sell me his car for just $500, you can answer, "What's the catch?" Because you think $500 is too low of a price for the car, so there must be some problem. Number 5. Good call. Use this expression to say the other person made a good decision or smart observation. For example, if you and your friend are trying to decide whether to go to the mall or the movies, and she says, "Let's go to the mall. They're having a big sale this weekend. We can go to the movies anytime." You can answer, "Good call." It means you think her decision was good. Number 6. Take your pick. Say this when you are offering various items for the other person to make a choice. For example, if you are offering tea to your friend, you can say, "I have chai, ginger, green tea, and black tea. Take your pick." You are inviting your friend to make a choice, which type of tea she wants. Number 7. Make yourself at home. Say this to welcome a visitor to your home. You are telling them to sit down, get comfortable, and relax. Number 8. It's a small world, or what a small world. Say this in reaction to an unexpected coincidence. For example, if you meet someone at a conference and you ask, "Where did you go to college?" and the other person says, "Stanford University," you can say, "What a small world. I studied there too." Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. Idiomatic expressions. 10 English phrases for extreme emotion from espressoenglish.net. Number 1. My boss hit the ceiling when I told him I'd lost the documents. The idiom hit the ceiling means he got very angry and upset. Other idioms with the same meaning are go ballistic and blow a fuse. Number 2. I'm dying to see the new movie. Dying to means you want to do something very much. Number 3. Going to the World Cup final was a dream come true. A dream come true is something you really wanted to happen, and it happened. Number 4. My heart sank when I saw my test grade. I got a 54. My heart sank means I suddenly felt sad, disappointed, or discouraged. Number 5. We were on pins and needles waiting to hear if we'd won the contest. On pins and needles means anxious and in suspense, usually waiting to find out important information. Number 6. I'm kicking myself for not booking the flight yesterday. The price just went up $200. I'm kicking myself for means I regret it. I wish I had done things differently. Number 7. I was shaking like a leaf after I heard an explosion on the train. Shaking like a leaf means you are extremely afraid or nervous. Number 8. I'm pumped about the show this weekend. It's gonna be awesome. Pumped is a slang word for very excited. Number 9. I was floored by all the help we received after our son was in a serious accident. The word floored means surprised, impressed, or overwhelmed, usually in a good way. Number 10. It drives me up the wall when people answer their cell phones in English class. Drives me up the wall means it makes me very annoyed. You can also say it drives me crazy or it drives me nuts. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. Correct your English errors fast. Today, we're going to talk about common errors that students make when speaking English. But first, I want to say one thing. Don't let the fear of errors stop you from speaking English. Remember, it's more important to communicate and practice your speaking, even if it's not perfect. However, one of the fastest ways to correct your English errors is to focus on avoiding the most common mistakes, which are made by English learners from many countries and at various levels. I'll teach you 5 in this lesson. Number 1. The difference between haven't and don't have. I haven't a car is incorrect. The correct sentence is, I don't have a car. When have is the main verb, meaning possession, we use don't have and doesn't have. For example, I don't have any sisters. Bob doesn't have a dog. When have is the auxiliary verb, like in the present perfect, then we use haven't and hasn't. For example, I haven't finished my work yet. Jane hasn't taken the test. Number 2. Everybody like or likes. Everybody like the teacher is incorrect. The correct sentence is everybody likes the teacher. The words everybody, anybody, somebody, and nobody all take the singular form of the verb. Everybody refers to many people, but it considers them as a group. Other words that refer to many people but take the singular form of the verb include team, club, staff, family, police, and class. Number 3. Indirect and direct objects. Gary gave to Joan the keys is incorrect. The correct sentence is, Gary gave the keys to Joan, or Gary gave Joan the keys. Let's look at the parts of this sentence. Gary is the subject, gave is the verb, the keys are the direct object, and Joan is the indirect object. In English, we can form the correct sentence in 2 ways. The indirect object often comes immediately after the verb. Subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. Gary gave Joan the keys. You can also put the direct object first and add to before the indirect object. Gary gave the keys to Joan. However, you can't put the indirect object first and use to. Number 4. Prepositions and verbs. They left without say goodbye is incorrect. The correct sentence is, they left without saying goodbye. Verbs immediately following prepositions like before, after, since, when, while, despite, without, and for always take the ing form. Here are some examples. After graduating from college, she started working full-time. This course is great for improving your English. Number 5. Reported questions. He asked me, where do I live? Is incorrect. The correct sentence is, he asked me where I live. This sentence is an example of a reported question. We are talking about a question someone asked in the past. In reported questions, don't use the auxiliary verbs do, does, or did. Here's another example. They asked me, what did I think? Is incorrect. The correct sentence is, they asked me what I thought. In my years of experience as an English teacher, I've heard many of the same errors very frequently. So I wrote a book to help students correct them. 100 Common Errors in English. It teaches you the errors and the explanations. You can buy the book for $15 on espressoenglish.net. You'll find it very helpful in correcting your English errors. If you want to see a free sample of the book before you buy it, you can download one by clicking the link under this video.